We give you the facts, it's not what you think. Popeye Newsling, Young King, 1 yard, bless.
Good morning, Popeye. Grandma watch Popeyes every morning and every night.
What am I think? What am I think? You're listening to Popeye News Links. This is the Admiral Tibet who I represent, and remember, the time is so serious, cantankerous and dangerous. This is Popeye News Links.
People of Center, St. Mary and surrounding.
Yeah, watch Popeyes, mama.
Here is
Where I watch?
Popeye.
are you an entertainer? If you are,
Greetings viewers and subscribers. In this video, I'm gonna be talking to a mother. This is gonna be a long conversation, but this mother, she has a lot to say. Her son is now 9 years old, and the allegation is that when her son was 4 years old, his father did something to him. The father, he was eventually charged for grievous sexual assault and cruelty to a child. It was tried in the Senton Circuit Court, and the matter, it ended on Tuesday, June 17, with a not guilty verdict. The mother is alleging that money run, and that is the reason for the verdict. Like I said, this is gonna be a long conversation, and some of you might find it boring at times, but I'm gonna allow you to hear all that the mother had to say. Remember, hit on the love button from now. Also, share the video. If you have not yet subscribed, remember to subscribe. Listen this.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Me get a number for call, but me have a nice background there.
Yeah, noise is in the background.
Is it possible I could talk to you and record the conversation, or what you want to do?
Yes, it can be recorded.
Yeah, but the noise in the background, go ahead. Cut
Alright.
off. Unless you can go in a quiet spot.
Okay. 1 moment. It's better now?
Slightly, yeah, man. So what's happening? No, the noise is still there. No, the noise is still there. I don't really record that way. The noise is still there.
Alright, it's a little bit better.
Okay, let's see. Because if it continue, make me because if it. All right, go ahead now. What's happening?
Alright, the judge's decision that was made
All
on
right.
Tuesday.
But go back before the judge's decision. How old is your son?
The child is now 9.
9, and something happened when he was how old?
4 years.
So that happened 5 years ago
Yes, sir.
in Senton.
Yes, sir.
What happened?
When the child was 4 on February 16, 2020,
Yes.
there were blood stains on the child's tooth when I went for him.
So you and his father used to live in separate houses. No.
Yes, sir.
And
Yes, sir.
the child used to go stay with the father sometime, or what?
No, sir. It was an order that made by the court that the child should visit father 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
The child should visit the father 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day?
Only on Sundays, and was supposed to be supervised by his mother.
Yes. So he got the child on a Sunday, you said February 16th?
Yes, 2020.
2020. So he got the child in the morning, and then you went back for the child in the evening?
Yes, sir.
And you saw when I went, you see blood where?
Blood stains on his tooth. Well, all right. Let me went
Yeah, man.
back from the starting.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
When I went for the child, while waiting at his gate, the sister came out to me and was explaining to me that I might see up here, so that she was referring to the upper part of the front tooth.
Yes.
So she said I might see up here, so stay. So
hold on a bit. Hold on. Let me understand something. Come love, get understanding. Is there a particular reason why you and him had to go through the court for him to get that the court to make that order for him to keep the child?
he filed for visitation.
So you had the child? Yes.
Yes. First it was on a Saturday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Yes.
But that order again was changed to Sundays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So
as made by the judge.
Understood.
And the order was supposed to be supervised on Sundays by his mother.
Was there a particular reason why the judge ordered that the child should be supervised by the mother?
Based on the amount of complaints, because I was complaining about the violent behaviors and so forth.
Oh, he was beating the child?
Because of the threats he made and so forth, the judge has ordered the visit to be supervised by his mother.
The threats were made against who? You or the child?
Me, the child, and he threatened to kill his own self.
Oh, now I'm understanding. Oh, say, okay, I understand you better now. So you go for the child.
So I stopped taking the child, so you take me back to court for that reason.
Oh, understood. I understand you clearly now. So on that particular day you went for the child and you said the sister came out and tell you something, and then go ahead.
The sister was telling me that I might see up here, so of the child's mouth.
Mm-hmm.
Up here, so she says because I was wiping the floor, but remember we can't use anybody's name. So that name has to wipe out.
So you can't say the child or the father. You don't have to call the name.
Alright, yes.
Mm-hmm. So who was wiping the floor? The child or the father?
Wipe out that name, no.
No man, don't worry about that man. It I got edit. Alright, so who was wiping the floor?
Alright, the father was wiping the floor.
Yes.
That's why I might say up here, so see so.
Yes.
Anyhow, the child came out to me. Meanwhile, the sister was talking to me. The child walked out to me at the gate, and after I walked from their gate now, and on our journey home, right, I stopped and I looked in the child's mouth, and I saw blood stains on his toes, right? And I didn't ask the child anything, and the child didn't spoke until he came home now. And when the child was cooling off to bed, the child said to me that Papa did hurting teeth.
Papa did what?
Papa did hurting teeth. That's what the child said.
Papa did hurt him teeth?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
So the child never said anything else, just that statement alone he made. Anyhow, after I finished bathing, I wanted to get him something to eat, but realized that he was not drinking anything, wasn't eating, so I took him back to the hospital. Because early in the morning, I got to, we can't go talk about that yet. I took him to the hospital, right? And the doctor saw him and so forth. And I was adamant, so I was telling the doctor about what the child told me when he came home. So I thought that the father has been physically abusing the child. And the doctor wrote down everything in the record and so forth. And the only advice she gave me was that I should take the child to the police or to see the. That's what she was saying to me.
Mm-hmm.
And then the other day.
So that was the Sunday evening they took the child to the doctor?
Yes, and I realized that his father had taken him early in the morning to the hospital. It was like in the afternoon hours actually. Because when I checked the docket, it was like after 1. So I realized that they were here earlier.
You check the docket?
Yes, because I had it physically holding in my hand.
And you realize that it was at the doctor earlier before you carry him?
Yes.
Yes.
And then, at the time I took him was after 8 in the night. So all I get was to use warm water and salt on the mouth of a child.
Mm-hmm.
And the next day, when the child woke up now, I take the child to the dentist, and I also take the child to the doctor and to Sisuka. Based on what the child told me at home, that Papa had hurt his teeth.
Yes.
But
okay.
that time, the child wasn't saying anything.
Okay.
After that, I take back the child several times to Sisuka, trying to get whatever the child is telling me, but it wasn't happening. So the child didn't actually tell me anything until in August 2020 of the same year.
Yes.
So one night in August 2020, when the child was going to bed now, he told me that the reason why the blood was in his mouth was because Papa did kick him in his mouth.
Oh, I see. Yes.
And I said to him, why didn't you tell me? So he said that if he did tell me, he might get more like again.
Oh, yes.
So the next day, I call Child Development Agency, and I got an appointment for him to come and see the officer.
Who? The father?
No, I get an appointment to take the child to.
Oh, the child.
see
Yes.
the
Yes.
child. Where the child was interviewed with by the officer,
Yes.
and she wrote down what the child said and everything. So after that again, went back to the police. There was a report again. The child still wasn't talking. And when I came home back with the child again, by the following week again, something else came up again.
So during this time, the child was still going back and forth to the father?
No, the last visit was February 16, 2020. I breached court order. I didn't send back the child.
Okay.
So the child was actually saying something else again happened. Where he spoke about, that's in the following week, where he spoke about the tape and how Papa pee in his mouth and let him eat his penis.
What? Where's all
that? Papa did pee in his mouth and let him eat his penis. That was what was happening the other week. So I had to take him back again to see the
Which month did he tell you that?
in August 2020 of the same year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, see, he was interviewed again by CD for the second time, and I was given a referral to take back to Sisuka, where the child didn't talk again, but was referred to go to the child guidance clinic. That's in Fairtown. But however, it was by Dr. Bell in Richmond.
Yes.
And another incident again happened in September 2020, the same year, when I came home from work. The child was crying about pain in his tooth, and it was the same left upper tooth that he had complained about in February 16, 2020.
Mm-hmm.
So that same tooth had to be extracted by the dentist. And it was his first set of baby tooth, so he wasn't changing any teeth at all as it. Mm-hmm. And that same tooth took a long time to go back.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like back and forth to the psychologist like every single month. Like,
so during this time, is your father still the same?
No, sir.
Okay.
From February 16, 2020, it was the last time. So the child continued the psychological visits and so forth, but the judge's order, alright, when we went back to court in September 2020, the judge's order was he had removed the visitation right from the father based on all the reports that I had of CD and so forth. It was in September 2020.
So during this time, did the father know what allegations the child was making against him?
No, he didn't know.
So the allegation the child was making against him, only you, the child, was telling that, or he was telling the CD or the police?
He told CD in August 2020.
He told the police?
Didn't tell the police until 2022.
Oh. Okay. Mm-hmm.
So in December of 2020, the judge resumed back the visitation right. So the father,
December when?
2020 of the same year. So the visitation was removed in September 2020, but had resumed back in December 2020.
Yes.
But still didn't carry the child. Because all I went through was from lawyers to lawyers. Because I had breached a court order, so there's no way I could go back to court again without a lawyer. So I had to do the other full year, 2021, with about 4 or 5 lawyers.
Uh-huh.
And then in 2022, a report from Sisuka was made. So the child was interviewed. Both me and the child was there and interviewed by the investigating officer on January 7, 2022.
Yes.
And the man, the father, had been arrested February 2022, but had gotten bail within 3 days' time. It was like on the 16th and got bail the 18th of February 2022.
What was he charged for?
Grievous sexual assault and cruelty to a child.
Okay.
And however, in in the criminal court, the judge removed the family court in April 2022 because based on what I've told the judge, she had removed the family court completely and said I had only the criminal court to come now.
The judge did what?
Remove
Yeah, but the judge had that power.
family.
The judge had that power. That it was where the parish court you went or the high court,
The
circuit.
parish court.
Okay.
In Tenancy.
Yes.
So the judge had removed the family court and said the only court I had to come was the criminal court. Was
Okay.
in April 2022.
Okay.
So it continued back and until the court the matter was actually reached circuit now.
Yes.
And then the father alone was actually going at the time because it wasn't actually my time to go to court or anything. So when is my time to come now? I'll actually go. But last year May was the first time I actually went to circuit, and then this year since last month it was the second time.
Yes.
So the matter started the 14th of May and finished on the 17th of June.
This year.
Yes, sir.
It continued straight or it put off at different days?
Some of the days has been skipped.
Oh, it skips on days. Okay. Mm-hmm.
Yes. But the judge's decision that was made on Tuesday was completely different from what was said on Monday.
What that mean?
Because based on the important issues that the juror had to point out to her, she had said she would consider those. Because the father's attorney was saying that he think the verdict should be withdrawn from the juror completely. So that's why the judge was saying that to him.
You were in court when the lawyer was saying that?
Yes, sir.
Did they give a reason why?
After reading through some article, the father's attorney spoke about withdrawing the verdict from any reasonable jury. I don't know for what reason.
I don't know what you mean by that. Withdrawing the verdict. What you mean? Or what you understand them to mean?
Alright. The last evidence was given on Monday.
Who was the last person who gave evidence?
The two doctors from the hospital.
Okay. And they gave and they would have given evidence that they saw that
they saw the child. Yes.
And they gave evidence on behalf of the
16th of February 2020.
They gave evidence on behalf of the crown or on the behalf of the defense? On behalf of
they gave the evidence on. Remember, I take the child in the night.
No, hold on. Who was it that called the doctors? The crown counsel or the father's lawyer?
The father's attorney. Yeah.
So the doctors would have given evidence on behalf of the father.
But the doctor who I took the child to was also there.
So I'm asking you who was it? I'm asking you who was it that called that doctor? The lawyer?
His lawyer called both of them.
So I'm saying but I'm saying that he would have given evidence on behalf of the father.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Uh-huh.
But the other doctor gave evidence on behalf of me also. So
On behalf of you?
I don't know how you put that. Yes.
On behalf of you?
Yes, sir, because a doctor saw the child in the night.
You mean on behalf of the child?
Right, sir.
But it wasn't the Crown Counsel who called the lawyer. It was who called the doctor. It was the lawyer.
The lawyer opened back the case for those two doctors to come and talk.
It doesn't matter how open back the case, you know. You can call you call the lawyer to testify that there was nothing based on the facts that the lawyer called the doctors. But all right, go ahead.
Right, so the two doctors spoke on Monday of this week. So the jurors got that part of the evidence. So after both doctors have spoken now, in the afternoon, his lawyer was saying that...
You were in court when the doctors talk?
Yes, sir. I didn't miss a day. I was there right through.
Did you give evidence?
Yeah, man. I talked for 3 days. The child spoke for 2 days.
Were you in court when the child was giving evidence?
No, I had to stand outside.
Okay. All right, go ahead.
So after the doctors had spoken on Monday in the afternoon, the father's attorney was saying to the judge that he thinks the verdict should be withdrawn from the juror.
And I'm asking you again.
They wouldn't have a chance to say guilty or not guilty then.
And I'm asking you again, what do you understand that to mean, withdrawn from the juror?
Means that they wouldn't have a say to give account.
Was the lawyer asking the judge for a no? Was the lawyer well, they wouldn't put time. Did the lawyer make a no case submission? You know what that mean? Well, that wouldn't be it because he called the doctors. But what do you mean by they wouldn't have a say? What you understand that to mean?
All right, let me tell you exactly what happened. The lawyer was saying that it should be totally withdrawn from the juror, the evidence and so forth. That they could not accept it to say whether guilty or not guilty. Because what happened on Tuesday is that when the jurors came into court, the judge was telling them that they cannot say nothing but not guilty. So they didn't actually have a say or a choice to even choose guilty or not guilty. Because the judge was demanding that they, no matter what, they would have to say not guilty. So that part I couldn't understand. And then when she said that, the foreman from the 7 of the lot, stand up and she had to repeat what the judge had said. Just like that. And then the foreman from the lot said everybody agree and everybody said yes, and it was finished just like that.
Okay. And you interpret...
So the juror stepped out.
Yes.
And nothing was said to me. The prosecutor didn't speak about what happened on the child's behalf or anything. She just take what the judge said. She doing to because the judge rule in our court.
And you got any explanation since then as to why?
No explanation. I sit down and I looked like a fool in court. So I stepped out. I didn't say anything to anybody. Because nobody came to me and speak to me. Nothing. Did
the judge say, based on the evidence presented, the juror had no choice but to come back with a not guilty verdict?
No. None of that was happening. None of that completely.
No, but
the judge only said
yes.
she will have to go with what his attorney. She's going with what his attorney said. That's what. So as the juror them come back in court now, she just saying that she just instruct.
Did she sum up the case?
Yes, she sum up the case and read what she reading.
Yeah, man.
The article and everything.
From what article? From her summation. Yes, sir, from an article.
Same article that the father's attorney was reading from.
What do you mean by article? I don't understand. She read from her.
They're reading from some piece of material in court. Some piece of material, and she just said she are going. So it's like an article, because the material would be like an article, you know. So it's like
they were reading from the law. They were reading from the law that would. They were reading an article from the law book or something.
I don't actually see what they were reading from.
Yeah, man, but it was whatever is read, you know. You are saying article, but it must be some type of law. But the lawyer would have said, based on what is written in the law, the verdict cannot be guilty. It must be not guilty based on this section of the law. That's what you are saying the lawyer did.
I cannot say what he was actually reading from because he was.
No, man, no, I'm not saying that. Hold on. I'm not saying you know what he was reading from. You know, I'm talking about what he said. Did the lawyer said, based on the law or based on what I'm reading from, this is what the law says. So the verdict cannot be guilty.
It never said the law.
What did the lawyer say?
He was actually saying that he was reading off our material and was saying that no reasonable juror could give account on this type of evidence. So it should be totally withdrawn from the juror based on the last evidence and so that the doctor gave.
Based on the evidence that the doctor gave, the lawyer was saying.
He was quarreling about.
Oh.
Remember, he dug up that, you know, and brought it back in, and he's quarreling and said this was a last minute thing, and he brought it in. He was the one who brought it in because I mentioned that I took the child to the hospital from last month. I told the court that, and I told the court that I also saw where the father brought the child early in the afternoon.
So let me ask you: the doctors did not agree that the child was molested. That's what you are saying?
The child spoke in court, and the reports are there from CDA. And
could you just answer my question, please? The doctors are saying they didn't find that the child was molested. That's what the doctors came to court and said?
Well, the only thing that was brought to them was the mouth.
And the doctors would have said. Did the doctors say, based on what they see, they didn't find anything to say that anything? What did the doctors come and say? Because they must have said.
The doctor who the child was taken to by the father, she was saying that the guardian spoke to her.
Yes.
As well as the child was there also.
Okay.
So we can, in our opinion, it was a 4-year-old, and in the record said patient fell this AM. That's what their notes is actually saying.
Patient did what?
So right there, the notes where the doctor had written in was saying that patient fell this AM. That would mean that patient fell in the morning, and it was AM.
Yes.
But when you use the word patient, actually, who really spoke to the doctor? But as the doctor had said, usually the patient, the guardian normally speak to them when they carry a child.
Yes. Yes.
So, and then the doctor that I had taken the child to in the night, his attorney was was confirming something like what would actually cause the trauma to move. So the doctor had answered him and said it could be a fall as well as it could be a kick in the mouth.
A kick?
His attorney, as well as a kick in the mouth. As well as a kick in the mouth.
Yes.
So the father's attorney was adamant that it could actually be a kick in the mouth. All he wanted was to say if the child fell, and that was it.
But the father was not charged for kicking the child in the mouth.
He wasn't charged. He wasn't guilty for none of the charges.
No, I'm not talking about the verdict. Was the father charged by the police for kicking the child in his mouth?
Cruelty to a child.
Oh, he was charged for cruelty as well, yes, plus grievous. Okay.
Right, and grievous sexual.
Okay. I got you. Was there any independent witness to the fact that the child was kicked in his mouth?
Okay. Right. All the child.
Eyewitness. Apart from the child, man. Was there anybody else who testified to the fact that yes, the child was kicked in his mouth?
No, sir. Because all I know is that it was a upstairs house and a downstairs house. So whatever was happening to the child, everything happened downstairs.
No, man, I'm asking about the evidence that was presented in court. I'm asking if anybody. You're saying that nobody else testified. Doctors, nobody else testified that the child was.
Oh. Okay. The dentist and another doctor. So there were 3 doctors and the dentist. And just me and the child spoke.
So who was it that called the dentist to give evidence? The father's lawyer or the crown counsel?
Based on the medical reports and so forth that I gave him to the court, that's how the dentist part would come in.
So I'm asking you again, who was it that called the dentist to testify? Was it the crown counsel?
Crown counsel.
Okay.
Yes. And she called the doctor.
So what is
another doctor.
What is your thinking about what happened in court on Tuesday? What are you, based on the verdict? The verdict was not in the way you were expecting. What are you thinking might have happened? What caused this?
It's some alleged payment could have been going on.
No, you can't say some alleged payment could have been going on. Are you saying payment was made?
But I would have to use that word.
Are you guessing?
I'm not guessing, but anything possible.
No, you can't say anything possible, Did you hear that payment was made?
That's the point. That's what I can't actually say it in that sense. But
do you suspect that payment was made?
I couldn't even put it like that.
If payment was made, who are you suspecting payment was made to?
I think it was allegedly paid off by the attorney to the judge.
What kind of work the father do? Your son's father?
Well, right now, he's saying that he and his mother owns a grocery shop. That's what he told the court. So I have to go by that.
It's the same lie he has from the case start?
From the circuit, no, he had another lawyer before.
You know why he changed the other lawyer?
No idea.
On what basis are you alleging or suspecting that something like that happened?
Because based on how the change, some talking about the case change overnight because everything was going on fine on Monday until on Tuesday different talking started to be made.
So that is the only basis on which you are making that claim?
Yes, sir.
Hey, that no make it. I thought you heard something. You can't, that no make it. You'd have to study the law and know what how the law go, and what basis they come up with this. Everything is recorded, So you'd have to study the law and based on what you are saying, you apparently don't understand what was happening in the courts. Because I was asking just a question as to what the lawyer was saying, and you can't repeat it because it must be pointing out some point of law, but you can't repeat it. And then you're saying that the judge, but the Crown Counsel was there. Did the Crown Counsel did the Crown Counsel object to what the lawyer was saying?
That's on Monday, but that wasn't happening on Tuesday.
Did the lawyer speak? Did the lawyer speak on Tuesday?
No, I didn't hear anything from him. The judge alone was speaking because she was supposed to make her decision.
So it was
Tuesday.
So it was the Crown Counsel who made the first summation, and then the lawyer, or the lawyer first, and then the Crown Counsel.
His lawyer made the first, and then the prosecutor.
So you are saying that the prosecutor did. So hold on. You are saying that the prosecutor did not say anything about what the lawyer would have said?
Yes, sir. She objected on Monday, but none of that no objection was made on Tuesday.
That's what I'm asking you. If the Crown Counsel objected to what the lawyer was saying?
No, none of them had spoken on Tuesday.
I'm asking you. Hold on. So there's nothing for the Crown Counsel to object to on Tuesday. So I'm asking you if the Crown Counsel objected to what the lawyer said.
Yes, on Monday.
But the judge agreed with the lawyer.
Yes, on Tuesday she said she would have to agree with what the attorney had said about.
And you are saying that because of that money pay from the lawyer to the judge? That's not fair. Because the judge have to agree with somebody on a point of law, So if it's only that basis you are saying this, why you are saying this, that's not a fair conclusion to make.
All right, then even if you're not going to put that party in, then I don't.
No matter putting, but we're having a discussion, but I'm just trying to find out what it is that, on what basis you are saying that, and if that is the only basis. Lawyers disagree with Crown Counsel, judge disagree with Crown Counsel every day, disagree with lawyers every day. But I don't think saying that and based on that alone. So how is your son doing, by the way? How is your son doing?
Well, he's not pleased with what had happened on Tuesday, but he's trying because he has been in psychological services. So
throughout all of this, he communicated with his father?
No, sir.
Would you like for them to communicate in the future?
It's not up to me. So it's what he said in the court. He told the court, as I heard, because the Crown Counsel the prosecutor had repeatedly back in court that the child didn't want nothing to do with any of them.
So it's not up to you, it's up to the child. That's what you're saying?
Yes, sir.
Is he still supporting the child?
No, sir. And I didn't file for maintenance.
You didn't file? Okay. Is it one child you have?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So how is he doing mentally?
Well, he's hanging in there because Wednesday he did an exam. He's not pleased with the decision. He was upset. Because he found out what had happened.
Because what? He's saying that people are saying he tell lie on his father?
Right, because all he wanted was to hear the word guilty.
He wanted his father to go to prison?
Yes, because he told me that he should get the same amount of years that Cartel had got, but we shouldn't call that Cartel name.
It no matter what name you call. Because he's why he said that? Because what he his father, he felt like his father violated him.
He never owned his father yet. He said his father's name is actually Robert Williams.
Oh.
So the child has been saying that from if he was 4. And nothing hasn't changed.
Who is Robert Williams?
But you can't put those into my father.
No, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. No, there's nothing wrong with that for not put that in.
Yeah, but...
No, man. We know if you take out and what to put in. But at the end of the day, boy, I kind of feel it for that child, yeah, you know. And you know, say, the thing is, if something really happen, you know, it's going to affect him for the rest of his life. There are two ways, you know. If it happens, it's going to affect him for the rest of his life. And if it don't happen, if it never happen, it's going to affect him for the rest of his life. Same way.
Every month, we pay $10,000, right? For the child to go to Dr. Bill. Right? From he was 3.
Psychiatric.
The child keeping on talking about that even if we not talking about it, the child still have something bad to say about those people up the road.
Oh, he live close by?
Up by about 15 minutes walk, so it's not really close.
Okay. Do you see his father apart from going to court?
Well, hardly no. But you will see the vehicle passing, and you actually said that it's their vehicle because the license plate number.
Yes.
So even if I'm not paying attention, he will actually tell me, because yesterday it was the same thing. He said the car had passed his school yesterday.
All right, I heard you loud and clear. Boy, just make sure you look for your son, you know, and make him know, say, if something happen, if it really happened, make him know, say, what happened was wrong, and if I found out that he's lying, you need to tell him that he was wrong also. You understand? It's not like I'm here saying yes or no. The court said not guilty, and for the time being, you have to go work with that, and make sure you talk to him and explain to him. Now, don't put it in his head, say money was paid and this and that, because you don't have that evidence. All right?
I know.
All right?
Yes, sir.
All right, bless up yourself. Cool.
All right, thanks.
You're welcome.
Blessed love, everybody.
Tell a friend tell a friend about Papa Newslink and PNL Blog TV. Like, subscribe and share. Quicksilver sing, if we just unite, what a country this will be. If we just unite, Jamaica live in unity. If we just unite, what a country this will be. If we just unite, Jamaica live in unity. Hey, crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. I coulda sunshine or rain. Jamaica, no problem, no pain. Good boy them no out can't tame, but me want me country back. Give me country back. To the street and the lane, everybody them start complain. Bloodshed, what a shame, but me want me country back. Give me country back. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. Crime it a mash up Jamaica. Criminals them a mash up Jamaica. Jamaicans mash up Jamaica. Oh Jamaica, me sweet Jamaica. Jamaica, the land of the sun. Jamaica become now the land of the gun. East and north and south when me turn. Country and town man a play blood a run. Murder, don't you baby me hear them a murder.